Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing a lounge chair from sketch to marker. This is a preview of the finished piece. The first thing we're going to do is sketch the basic form. So my lounge chair is basically a cylinder that's kind of trimmed. So I'm going to stack some ovals on top of each other, and I'm going to kind of connect it almost like it's a start of a cylinder, but then I'm going to trim the front. And so that all of your furniture is going to be based off of 4 different forms: the oval, the cube, the cylinder, and the cone. You can watch that video that I have for you on the channel. But this one is basically a cylinder that's trimmed. So I'm going to take that basic cylinder shape and then I'm going to trim it. Kind of slice off the front, and that becomes the front of the chair. So here I'm defining the arms, the front of it. I'm using my perspective lines to kind of offset and extend so that I know where the front of the other side will be. The seat depth here that I'm drawing, and the seat height. So I'm using the offset lines for the back. So what I'm going to do is, as I draw, I will trim it. So right now everything is really sketchy. I'm just using really sketchy loose lines. And it's not until I really like a line that I'll hardline it. So I like that line. I'm going to hardline it a little bit. I'm going to offset this line. I'm going to hardline that, and then I'll start to connect these lines together. I'll do the side piece, connect the form, and the whole time I'm looking in my reference image. And sometimes when you're drawing, like if you're drawing this in a room that you want to include, the view might be different than what your reference image shows. So you're going to have to study the reference image and kind of take a look at like the measurement points that you can use, the positive and negative space within the form. But this is basically how I would start a kind of a cylinder shaped chair. Now you can see that I'm hardlining a lot of these lines because I like them, and even though you can still see the construction lines from my sketch, it's fine because it just kind of it's how you get to this point. you have to start with the construction lines. So if the lines bother you, that's where you're going to transfer it onto another piece of paper. If you're going to render it on marker paper, or if you're going to go to Bristol paper, if you're going to, whatever medium you're going to use, you're going to think about the paper that would best support that medium. Because this is a quick sketch just to show you guys how to get the form, I'm just going to continue and render right on this marker paper with the construction lines that I have. But if you are, doing a finished product for school, yes, definitely clean this up so that you don't see all the construction lines. You can transfer into another piece of paper, but here is the finished product of this lounge chair based off of a cylinder form. To add a little color to this quick sketch, I am going to just use the basic lime peel. It's going to be a green kind of chair, and I'm going to add some green to the chair, and I'm going to think about where the light's coming from, which area will be a little bit darker. And again, this is a quick sketch. This is not going to be for you any kind of finished product that you're going to be turning in. This is just a kind of a study, but that's why it doesn't bother me that I have all these construction lines. But if I were trying to show this and for a more finished product, I would definitely trace, and so that my rendering will be cleaner rather than having all these pencil lines. But for this quick sketch, I'm going to just give my first kind of a light value, and I'm going to think about where the light's coming from, and then I will add a darker color, and then maybe even a darker. So I want to try to get a nice range of value, so it's never going to be just one value. The next color I use is, I think, a light olive green, so I can kind of define the darker edges a little bit more where the crevices will appear. And again, this is a quick sketch. Alright, so next I'm going to try to get this metallic leg. I'm going to use two different colors. One is more of I think a brighter yellow. I think this is maybe canary yellow. And then for my shadow parts of this gold, I'm probably going to use goldenrod. But this is just, again, because it's a quick sketch, I still have a lot of construction lines, so it's not ideal. It's not going to be perfectly blended. If I wanted to be perfectly blended, I would totally clean it up and transfer it onto a marker paper so that I don't have these really rough pencil lines that you still see here. Right now I'm using goldenrod to get my kind of darker metal look for my quick sketch chair. Alright, I hope that helps you kind of figure out how to draw a lounge chair that starts more cylindrical in form rather than your basic square or rectilinear form.